A goalkeeper that didn't get a smack on his face or even his nose, lips, just about everything, because that's what you need to do, be brave, and that's what you're there for.
Well, I gave you the cue and you did not let the goalkeepers down. Well done, William. Forward from Stevens. Ortiz going in the wrong direction. Now Themba Zwane. There is Zwane again. Maema. Left-footed ball inside. Mark van Heerden got a touch there ahead of Shalulile. The crowd feel that that was an illegal challenge. Referee doesn't. Grant Kekana last touch here. It's Stellenbosch ball.
Another moment that Stevens, I knew exactly Sundowns were holding a very high position, so there was great athletic again there. Dupria is the man that comes up with the best run to try and get the better of the defense.
Now did Van Heerden just catch him from behind there and get away with one. That looked for all money like a spot kick. So the good fortune continues to roll with Stellenbosch FC. Can they ride this wave all the way to the end of the 90 minutes? In from Mokoena, out from Stevens. Be interesting to see now whether they start employing the tactics that they would have watched on television, particularly with the North African sides in the Champions League. Every 5 minutes or so, player down with injury, goalkeeper 3 or 4 times in the second half. Just take this thing right out of the game and particularly frustrate the team that's trailing, the team that's chasing.
Because you build in moments. It's a momentum.
That's away from Zwane, sorry.
That helps you to build in the right direction. If that kept getting disturbed, so you have to restart the clock once again. And it's not easy to restart all the time.
Now Mudau. Kekana, one of the 5 changes coming into today's game, being watched by Dupria. This is Modiba. Relani. Out to Mudau. The cross, far too strong. Peter Shalulile did not score in the last game against Kaizer Chiefs, of course, that Sunday evening game at Soccer City. Still chasing the goals. Shalulile 22 this season. No goals in the draw against Cape Town City either. That goalless tie which saw Sundowns wrap up the league. They did score against Sekhukhune in the game in between. Forward now, Mamelodi Sundowns personnel looking to try and reduce this deficit. Jabbar, good challenge from Relani. Still Relani with that silky skill, but taken away by Quinica. Van Rooyen looking for Ortiz. Here's Mokoena. Seven games on the menu today in the DSTV Premiership. Always intriguing, these penultimate games of the season. It'll be the same case next week. If Orlando Pirates, as expected, reach the final of the African Confederation Cup, they won't be able to play on the last day of the season either. This is Relani, still Relani to the byline, and goal kick. Referee was undecided. Mamelodi Sundowns are not happy with the decision.
great run, nonetheless, from Lalane. That's what he does best. Now, let's see who does the last touch comes from.
I think Rolani might have had the last touch. The rest of the Sundowns players were furious with the referee. Granville Scott, lots of experience in the middle of the park. Wesley Seagull is the assistant coach. Can the drum help Sundowns find some rhythm here? Really banging it now, urging their players forward, this small Sundowns crowd. Possession turned over. Fadire's got Shalulile on top of him. He'll settle for the throw-in. So the change to be made. Is it Ortiz who is going to depart? And Scott to come in. South American, and doesn't look particularly pleased with his early departure. But Granville Scott now, which is more a tactical switch, would you say, William?
Indeed, I think because there's such a high pressure from Mamelodi Sundowns, and Ortiz obviously is a little bit too ahead of the action, and they're suffering in that middle of the park. So that's where Scott is expected to give them a little bit of stability, maybe more of ball position and control of the game.
Clever play by Adams. He didn't put the ball through for Dupree, who was offside. Now Scott's first contribution. You remember him with Ajax Cape Town in particular. Had a short spell overseas where he competed in Slovakia, Slovan Bratislava, a big club there, and then came back to South Africa to play at Bidvest. He's not started a game all season long for Stellenbosch. He's battled with injury, Granville Scott, this campaign. This is only his third appearance as a substitute. And at 34, you wonder whether his next move is in the top flight or maybe back with his old club. Dupree gets away. He's got the pass. Dupree, can he make it three? Gets caught. It's still alive, and it's a goal. When you've got that kind of speed, there is no stopping you. The Max Verstappen of the Premier League. Ashley Dupree, it's 3-0.
Listen, you need that type of outlet. With a player that quick, it's only a matter of time. With Sundowns piling up the pressure, it means they'll have a very high line, and having to recover to defend from such a long pass played from deep. For me, it's a perfect recipe to get Stellenbosch into the front foot. I mean, we saw this very same application against Kaizer Chiefs. They used the speed to good advantage, get that one pass out of the defense.
Now, who had the touches here, though? Yeah, I think Dupree gets the last touch on that evidence. You see it gets away here. The last touch there is definitely from Kakana. Now, I think Dupree gets a touch in there, and then Lebusa. So, goal Ashley Dupree, second of the game. 3-0, Stellenbosch lead the champions. It would be a massive comeback now if they are to get their way back into this game. What a performance. And surely now this young man must be considered for Bafana selection as well. Can you imagine him taking on the podgy defenders of Morocco next month in the Cup of Nations?
Listen, there is no answer to speed. If you've got that and you've got the delivery to find the player with speed in the attacking zone, then half your job is done.
Well, they lost in Luanda recently, Mamelodi Sundowns. But a 3-0 defeat, well, that's something that doesn't happen too often to a club of this magnitude. They are usually dishing it out, William. Another opportunity gone.
There haven't been too many. But when you do get on the front foot in that fashion, you want to make use of that. Maema did very well to get himself clear of the defender. But unfortunately, it fell onto his right foot, which is not the strongest. That's why it's such a poor execution.
Last time they conceded 3 goals was against Cape Town City. Stellenbosch.
Set piece was excellent. I mean, it goes through. It's one of those that if the defender misses it, can sail straight into the back of the net. That's why the save from Steven was so important that he got attached to it.
Now, substitutions. There are 4 lining up here. Safranco, Sereno, Domingo, and Lekay. It's called a reboot. William Shongwe.
System reboot.
System reboot. We will tell you shortly who'll be going off, but I think Shalolile at least will stay on.
Well, it's just about everybody in that attacking third. Might have to create a way for these 4.
Oh, what an upset here on the cards as Stellenbosch savor this 3-goal lead.
We did mention that Steve is coming home. Obviously understand this venue very well, having coached here for the longest. And probably maybe that's what worked to his advantage. He might have told the players. For me, the size, Mamelodi Sundowns is struggling with the size. It's a little bit smaller for them. Like I said, some of the passes that they try to construct, they end up nowhere because suddenly it allows Stellenbosch to manage the space in between. That's what Sundowns needs.
Right, here come all the subs. First one to go off is Aubrey Modiba on the left-hand side. Lyle Lekay will be taking his place. That's the first obvious one. Sereno is coming on for Relani. Creativity. Safranco. Well, who's he going on for? Safranco for Zwane, and then Hashim Domingo, I think, will be taking the place of Kulise. Or not, no. Who is Domingo will be coming on for Maema. 4 changes in a single swoop here. And Stanley Dingba standing by to come on for Stellenbosch. He's got to wait his turn. Mokoena at the back for the moment. Well, what do you reckon, William? 25 minutes to go. Can they fight their way back? It has happened before.
But even more importantly, is Safranco and Shalil at the top of the formation. I think for most of the passes that were played from the crosses into that central part, they didn't have enough yellow shirts to be able to fight for it. Even if Shalil got to one, but he was always surrounded by 2-3 defenders. So maybe the presence of Safranco might just ease the pressure of him.
Stanley Dingba will be coming on for Ashley Dupree. I think that early knock, he's done well to last this long, and 2 goals will be a result to savour. Well, Mamelodi Sundowns brought back down to earth after all of the celebrations that they've had over the last couple of weeks. They're crowning as champions with 4 games to go. Been a long time since they've been in this situation. But 25 minutes remain. Stevens. There's some heavy challenges going in there, and again the chance on the counter, and here they go. Adams now, can he find Dupree? He drags it back. He was looking for Van Rooyen. Now there's space. Nice first touch from Serino,
but he doesn't have much support.
Scott did his job. Now it's all getting a bit feisty. Pushing and shoving, that's all a little unnecessary. Serino does have a bit of a spiky personality on the field. Referee Makalima is sorting that out. She's not scared to get there and separate all those bodies. This is the only game, by the way, William, that we've seen a second half goal. So all the other scorelines around the country from half-time remaining the same.
Well, you're beginning to doubt if we took the right turn, eh?
No. When I saw you were headed in this direction, I just followed. Now, what's the referee going to decide? Handbags, was it?
Only an exchange of handbags, yeah. Nothing serious.
Is she giving some advice in her ear?
Just a little bit of a lecture. Calm down, son.
Serino.
Let's keep the spirit of the game.
He does like to flash a yellow, though. That's true. Now she's going to go and have a little chat to the linesman. So I think a bit more sanction is coming here. This is one I think you've got to just let go. Handbags.
Yeah.
Unnecessary as well in terms of the delay in proceedings. We've got changes coming out. Dingba for Dupree, and Svenyo will be coming on as well. What's the referee decided here in terms of sanction?
No.
Still looking for a culprit?
No, he's done with the decision. And obviously talking to was enough after consulting with the assistant on the far side.
Mark van Heerden is the other player who will be departing.
Pressure's mounting defensively for Stellenbosch. That's why they got to refresh their legs. It's not a youngster anymore, spinal reading.
Yeah, 2 goals from Ashley Dupree as he departs. Just a reminder of his invaluable contribution in today's encounter. That was the second. His pace, of course, a massive aspect. Khanyane Netswenyo and Stanley Dingba into the fray. Netswenyo's first season with Stellenbosch, the Nigerian, lost his place in the starting lineup since the mid-season break. Lalake doesn't take it, Teboko Mokoena does, and it's going to be a goal kick. Mokoena feels there was a little deflection on the way. Referee does not concur. 20 minutes now remain.
What you might see is for Stellenbosch is a change of formation. They started with 3 at the back and with the wing backs, and I think now they might just go to 4 at the back because they are under pressure. They need a little bit more numbers just to solidify their defensive positions. So you won't see a lot of Van Rooyen pushing forward. Instead, he'll prefer just to sit to keep the order defensively. And also what it means with the 2 strikers now, it means you need the 2 central defenders staying.
Nice defensive work. It's not the cleanest of defending, or the tidiest, I should say, from Stellenbosch, but they are breaking here with Van Rooyen. Lalake with pace. Now Dingba's first contribution. Scott was also on as a sub. Serino chasing to put the press on. Robin Johannes back to goalkeeper Stevens. Jabbar, what a game he's had today.
Always. Unfortunately, there's not a lot gets said about his ability in the way that he diffuses the opposition's action, attacking moves. He goes about his job very quietly, unnoticed, and yet he's been excellent.
Teboko Mokoena now at the back. They've gone to 3 with Lebusa and Kakana. Kakana that allows Lakay and Mudau to push up a little bit higher.
Well spotted.
Serino, no penalty. Referee not interested. Nothing going for Mamelodi Sundowns today. It's been a season in which they've dominated, but not today. Still time though.
Some of these small decisions that they don't get in their favor. Sometimes it becomes very questionable, you know, and you start thinking back that if we maybe got that one, we might have. So it's just
have a look here. Did Serino? That was the challenge. Then he went down. I think got Robin Johannes contact with the ball first, yes, and then he goes down. No penalty, William. That's my opinion.
Because what Robin did was block the ball, and Domingo tripped by the ball more likely.
Oh, what a save from Stevens! Keeps the clean sheet going. My word, he's made some good saves. Stellenbosch at times are hanging on by a very thin thread. So that 3-goal cushion now, they must fancy their chances of coming away with the points. What a save from Sage Stevens. Well, whatever he's sucking out of that packet, I think that needs to be marketed, because that's working.
It's a goalkeeper that is on his toes. And goalkeepers most of the time get beaten by the fact that they're not ready to spring into action. They get caught flat-footed, and he's been on his toes. That's a reaction of a keeper that, for me, was ready to work.
Well, Ashley Dupree with these 2 goals is likely to win the man of the match, but I'll tell you what, Stevens would be a very good contender for the award.
I'm on for that. Does it surprise you?
No. I was going to make a facetious comment, but I bottled it.
I was waiting for you to make the comment.
Here is Domingo Safranco. No score updates to bring you at the moment from the other games around the country. Chiefs still leading at Sekhukhune. Arrows and Royal AM still 2-2. Cape Town City in second place, still 0-0 at home with AmaZulu. That'll be 12 matches unbeaten for them if they can hold on there. Baroka with valuable points at the bottom, leading SuperSport United. Swallows directly above them, and Chipper 0-0. There's a third for Baroka over here. So Baroka 3-0 ahead now against SuperSport United, their biggest win of the season, and could that be the one to keep them? Machopa with a goal. That's a good challenge from Mudau. Jabbar steaming down, looks for something from the ref, doesn't get it. But communication breakdown there with Domingo and with Kulise. Quinica. Sage Stevens is going to get a number of back passes in this game, you can be sure of that. He's got to be careful though. Jaden Adams, he's looked tired in these last 10 minutes or so. Hands on the hips. There's an indication he's sucking in the thin air here in Pretoria.
I was hoping that could be something that maybe can work in favor of Stellies or in favor of Mamelodi Sundowns, because at the pace that Sundowns were applying, I didn't think Stellies was going to be able to last, and the altitude obviously working against them. But but it's the style. I mean, when they create that low block, it's a rest period, in other words. So that's where they maybe get their recovery from.
Quinica is flirting a little bit with danger there, but he gets away with it. Stellenbosch have throughout the game. His teammates are not happy with him. He says, don't worry about it, I had it under control. Says so to the bench as well, to coach Steve Barker. By all accounts, he'll be moving to Gauteng next season. Stellenbosch looking to make two more changes. Wasim Isaacs and the other Mtetwa, who is coming back from injury. It's lovely to see him returning. Now Stevens has been booked for the yellow for time wasting. That's always inevitable, really. You're 3-0 up. Franco got a touch there. Scott. Sueño. That's an errant pass, but back to Scott. And out wide here to Van Rooyen, who can turn on the afterburner if he wants to. Lyle Kay is quick though, but he'll be aware. In for Adams. Adams will be one of the two players who will be going off. Serino. Still in play. Domingo. Lekay, and the pressure continues from Stellenbosch. There's hardly any space for Sundowns to operate in. Now Mudau, hopeful from that range. So the changes now. Sibusiso Mtetwa to come on. This will be his first game since November. Was injured against Orlando Pirates, or excuse me, against Royal AM just before Christmas. And there is also Jaden Adams off, and this is his contribution. What a superb goal. That's going to be one of the goals of the month contenders, I'm sure, from young Jaden Adams.
I like it as well. I mean, it looks an easy goal, but I said earlier, if you take into account what went into his line of thought, and then the execution that followed thereafter was incredible.
So Tetwa in for Jabbar in the middle of the park, but he'll go into defence, I think. And Robin Johannes will step up into the midfield.
That's
and then
more like it.
Wasim Isaacs coming on for the tired-looking Adams. Isaacs with just one league goal this season. This is his 15th appearance as a sub. He's only started 4 matches. Scored against Orlando Pirates way back at the beginning of the campaign. Little dummy there. Doesn't fall. Well, the fans are still singing here. It's the noisiest home crowd I've ever heard, trailing by 3-0. Credit to the supporters who still supporting their team despite this deficit.
Listen, you'll be reminded, I think even 2 seasons ago when they didn't have it all going their way. This was the spirit of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Now Lyle Lakay, left-footed shot is blocked. Dingba. Van Rooyen. Now Sereno. Still Sereno. To Boho Mokoena. Early run from Sofranco. Shalolina at the back post. And the sun was in his eyes.
Yes. They suffered through the sun defensively. Now they're suffering in the attack.
Well, if they're this happy when they're 3-0 down, William, how happy are they going to be when they lift the title, the trophy, next Saturday at Chatsworth Stadium? Live on your World of Champions, the crowning of Mamelodi Sundowns, the trophy handover and the medals to follow Royal AM versus Sundowns this time next week. Live coverage of many of the final games of the season on your World of Champions. Goma has pulled one back. Supersport United still trailing Baroka 3-1. That's a significant result in the battle against the drop. Baroka will go to 25 points along with Swallows. Baroka still have the worst goal difference, so they'll still be bottom going into the final game of the season. TS Galaxy with a point. Chipper will be out of danger. Chipper can no longer be relegated if they still hold on to the 0-0 scoreline with Swallows at the moment. At the other end of the table, Cape Town City drawing with Amazulu, which means Orlando Pirates are still in with a chance of second place. If they must win those 3 remaining games they still have to play once the African Confederation Cup campaign is over. Stellenbosch are still in the mix, not for second place, but for third. Chiefs are still in the mix, and so are Royal AM. So it's all going to come down to the last day for runners-up berth, for top 8 places, of course, and to decide who survives and who's going down. So there's the top half of the log. So if you look at Pirates in 7th place, 3 games in hand, they can still finish on 49. Cape Town City at the moment with a goal difference of +9, they're on 49. Kaizer Chiefs winning at the moment, 1 more game to go, they could still get 49. And if they get a lot of goals against Swallows, they could still put Cape Town City if City lose their last game at Stellenbosch. Royal Air have got an extra game in hand against Orlando Pirates, so they're still in the mix as well. At the bottom, it's only goal difference between Swallows and Baroka at the moment. Same number of points. Galaxy will be still in the mix. Maritzburg still in the mix, although they've got a game in hand. And Chipper will be safe if they can hold on to the point. And there's still the issue of top 8 places too, with Supersport losing, Golden Arrows knocking on the door. They'll be level on the same number of points today. Clearance away by Mtetwa. Only as far as Mokwena. Yes, Sereno. 5 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Gaston Sereno looking to turn things around here. Sereno again into the area, gets the shot in, and the interception denies him the chance, and we'll have a corner to be quickly taken as well. McKay with the left foot. The likes of Kakana and Lebusa have gone forward. So Franco looking for the flick on. There goes the header in. Lebusa's in there. Stevens makes the save. And the two of Mtetwa's looking at Mtetwa and Letswenyo looking to combine to clear. Goal kick. Another let-off for Stellenbosch.
It's not their day. It's not the Sundowns' day today. I mean, how many chances have they created? Real good chances.
Well, they are the DDC champions. They've just arrived. And they will look at the scoreline and wonder what all these Sundowns fans are singing about. These are the young men who've won the DSTV Disky Challenge earlier on today. And we'll be flying home with the first team tonight.
Valius, of course, the head coach of the DDS side, he has grown here. Yeah. Worked under Steve. So he's taken his full team. Wesley's another that we worked with at the Matak, so took his full technical team.
Kulisa, yes, Mokwena looking to turn. Good block. Letswenyo. 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Kulise, a challenge from Robin Johannes. Now Lyle Lekay. Shalolile! Number 23 does not arrive. The idea was a good one.
Misjudged the flight of the ball. I mean, he anticipated well, ran into the area, and I thought he was onside as well.
Well, what an afternoon it's been here at the University of Pretoria Stadium. What did you think, William, if someone would have said to you, you are going to watch the champions getting thumped 3-0 at home by Stellenbosch?
What I had in mind is just to maybe talk about the positivity around Steve and having been here, but not in any way thinking that they might just get the better of Mamelodi Sundowns. There was a lot of things that you could have said about the possibilities, but not that they were going to happen. But what we've seen is a complete surprise.
Stellenbosch finish next Saturday at home against Cape Town City. A big derby at the Darnie Craven Stadium. They're expecting a good crowd for that one. Dingba looking for the run from Van Roy, and Dingba goes for goal. Wasim Isaacs was waiting for the pass. Five minutes are to be added on, we hear. Is there possibly a consolation goal? Is there something here for Peter Shalolile? In from Hashim Domingo, away from Zwinika. Sereno could not bring that under control. Robin Johannes out to Van Rooyen. He's had another player who's had an excellent game. Wasim Isaacs is normally a striker up front, but he's giving support as well in the middle there, getting some challenges in. Confirmation has come that we've got 5 minutes added on here. This is Gron Kekana and Mudau. Sundowns still looking for a consolation. I think they resigned to their fate, though, in terms of points. Their unbeaten home record will come to an end in their last home game of the season, so they will not go through the season unbeaten at home as they were hoping. They didn't do it last season either. Kaizer Chiefs won the only game that Sundowns lost in Pretoria, but they did have an unbeaten run away from home. Nice little header in from Safranco, got in front of the defender. Well, he's looking for something here.
But once again, Sage Stevens led to the danger.
Magnificent performance today from the goalkeeper. Wasim Isaacs, throw in Stellenbosch.
They've just packed that middle of the park and making it even harder for Mamelodi Sundowns to play through them.
Well, this is a crowd forgetting about today and rather savouring what has been still a magnificent campaign. And, of course, Sundowns still on course for the triple. Metsvenyo. Free kick against them, Tetwa. He's had surgery. He's really had to work his way back to full fitness, getting a run out here at the close of the campaign, and might get a bit more time against Cape Town City next Saturday.
The one man that at least you know if he takes a shot from that range, at least the goalkeeper is going to be under some sort of trouble. But today, strike number Mokoena, and has missed them all.
Isaacs off the chest. Scott Easton Wilson's coming on just to get some stability in that middle. That loses out possession here. Sereno with a chance. Sereno, left foot, no power. It's just not their day. 2 minutes left in this game here at the University of Pretoria Stadium. Loftus Versfeld being used for rugby today. As William Shongwe has pointed out, maybe the dimensions of this pitch meant that Sundowns have struggled a little bit. Immaculate, it looks immaculate, it's a little spongy in places, but a game without a goal for Mamelodi Sundowns yet again. Oh, there's a cry of, here we go, Stellies, let's go. It's the youngsters who are chanting now for the away side. Mudau into the final minute. Chance for a consolation goal only. Lyle Lakay up against Dino van Rooyen. Oh, lovely stuff from Lakay, and it's still in play. Header from Mtetwa. Lebusa. Kakana to Domingo. 30 seconds remain. Lebusa. Is this the last chance now? Mokoena on the outside of the boot, over the head of Safranco. Chase on for Kulise. And I think he's given away the free kick there too. There it is, William Shongwe. It is Mamelodi Sundowns who are unable to finish the league unbeaten at home this season. Instead, they are handed a 3-0 thumping by Stellenbosch FC, who remain in the hunt for a top 3 place in the DStv Premiership. A first ever win for Stellenbosch against Sundowns, and done in absolutely emphatic fashion.
Totally unexpected, but you got to appreciate the approach coming into this game from Stellis. You could see that the intention was to create a low block, only playing transition, a game that they know very well. It worked to perfection today. The speed of Dupree up front became a very, very big factor. But also the choosing the right moments to play that ball forward when the defensive line of Sundowns was that high, and leaving the gap behind meant Dupree had space to run into, and it worked like a charm.
So matters in the DStv Premiership still to be settled in terms of the runner-up place, top 8, and relegation after this afternoon's matches. Mamelodi Sundowns crowned champions already, and Stellenbosch FC still in the chase for a top 3. Peter Shalolile still 3 goals away from equaling Collins Basuma's record. Another match for him without a goal. Ashley Dupree takes the plaudits. A double for him. Jaden Adams, one of the goals of the month for sure. Stellenbosch with all 3 points. What a result this is. Sundowns 0, Stellenbosch 3.
Welcome to the pitch side here. The Mamelodi Sundowns fans are in full voice, and they're singing songs from the first minute of the game. Songs like Li Kiarona. 3-0 might be the result, but